Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2025 Lexus NX450h Plus F Sport. This model is finished off in Cloudburst Gray, and the MSRP is just over $67,000. So with the F Sport model, we have a few handling characteristics that we will go over. But this is powered by the 2.5-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged hybrid engine. It's also paired to the CVT transmission. Combined, it pumps out 304 horsepower, 169 pound-feet of torque. This is all-wheel drive. It can do 0 to 60 in around 6 seconds. You're also looking right around 36 miles per gallon combined between city and highway, along with 37 miles on just the EV system alone, as this is a plug-in hybrid. Now for the F Sport, this gets gloss black for the surround on the hourglass design for the grille. There's a forward camera. Sensor is the Lexus logo. There's parking sensors located throughout. A nice dark housing for all of the LEDs up front. There's LED fog lights down below too. And then some really nice lines that come down the hood, just meeting the top section of that grille very nicely. Now this is also equipped with the F Sport Tune suspension. It gets gloss black wheels. Fender arches are also body colored. And then there's gloss black on the power folding side mirrors, along with a camera and a turn signal. There's a full moonroof up top with more gloss black accents. There's even gloss black on the door handles too. And then very nice lines that come down the side. Now this also has a body colored spoiler with a third brake light and the wiper blade. There's LEDs for all the lighting, backup camera with all the parking sensors, and then some more brushed accents in the lower section. Now there's also 2 buttons up underneath, so you can use one to open this up, the one on the right side to lock the vehicle too, which is nice. Now you get a little bit of storage on this left side, along with a 12-volt and some hooks. You get a little bit of storage too underneath the floor, and then of course you can fold down the back seats. You do have to do it from the second row. You can remove this cover too, and that will give you a lot more interior space, just depending on what you're doing. So for its smaller size, it's very practical. Now you also get proximity door handles, so you can lock and unlock it from the back. And this particular model has red leather for the interior. You get a little bit of storage down below. The manual release, electronically you just push it there. And then there's a 2-tone design for these seats. Now at 5'10", I have a good bit of space. There's storage pockets up front. You have vents and auxiliaries. And then in the middle, armrest with 2 cup holders. And I have about 1.5 inches or so of headroom. So again, for its smaller size, it's even practical for your backseat passengers. Now up front, this gets memory seating adjustments. You have your window controls, power folding side mirrors, more storage, F Sport down on the door sill, and then you even get F Sport up in the headrest there with that same 2-tone design. Now as we start this up, it defaults to EV basically, so you will just hear all of the electronics come to life. This has a leather F Sport steering wheel. Paddle shifters are on both sides. And then if you hover your finger on all of these controls, you'll get the readout both on the digital gauge cluster and the head-up display as to what the controls do. So right now we're in cruise control settings, so you can go through those, and then you can get into the head-up display, and you can adjust the height and go through the rest of this information. So just depending on what you would like to see on that head-up display. On the left side, you can look at tuning along with your Bluetooth and voice commands, and then you can get into audio and mode. Very easy to use those once you get used to looking at the screen for them. Now, over on this left side, you have a little bit of storage. You have the fuel cap, the liftgate release, an odometer with 1 air vent, and then with the massive infotainment system, you can get into your nav, get into your music and phone, and then you have a lot of standard safety features that you can turn on and off. You can look at your trip information, get into your energy flow, your charging schedule, look at the all-wheel drive system, and then there's various settings to monitor too. Now, still within the screen, you have shortcuts to your heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. You can pull up some of the climate information. You can even go through your frequently used. You have your comfort, driving assistance, head-up display, and then all the climate adjustments with your temperature, fan speed, and where you'd like the air to go. Now this is also equipped with parallel parking, so you can use that as needed. And you have a view button where you can look at this diagram just to make sure nothing is around your vehicle. Now you have power and volume defrosters, air vents in the middle, and then you get wireless charging with auxiliaries and storage. You even get more auxiliaries and hidden space underneath that. You do have a few different driving modes that you can go through. It will change the throttle response, so depending on how you want to drive for the day. That's how you put the vehicle into reverse. So you get that backup camera with guidelines and a few angles. And then when you go into drive, you can pull up this angle, you can push on the view icon to get it just from the front there versus the top down. And then from drive, go straight back into sport mode. And then you also have park. Now there's cup holders. You have the EV hold, so you can charge the battery. You have auto EV or hybrid. You have auto hold, traction control on off-road setting, and the e-brake. And then you have plenty of storage in the armrest, along within the glove box. And this is also equipped with a digital rear view mirror, so you can use that when needed. You have various settings to go through, garage door buttons, sunglass holder up top, and then dome lights and controls for that sunroof and sunshade. And then here's a look at visibility. It is very easy to see over both shoulders. So we're in Sport S Plus now, and we will go to second gear, give it a small acceleration. And as we get up to speed, not quite the responsiveness I was looking to get, but it is nice though that the entire gauge cluster did change for the Sport S Plus. So you do have some different graphics there. In terms of its performance, the F Sport doesn't do anything mechanically. It's just the suspension and the cosmetics and things like that. Would be nice to see maybe some power bumps with their F Sport models in general from Lexus, but with the power and what this vehicle is, I think that was an adequate acceleration. So we'll go ahead and do that one more time here. It would be nice to see from the plug-in hybrid system as well, maybe a higher torque reading. Combined, you have just over 300 horsepower with this system. I feel like it should have more torque with that plug-in system. So maybe that could be an update at some point. Having that low-end torque will really help you just kind of get up, merge into traffic, you know, get started with your acceleration. But in general, I think for this type of SUV, that's definitely an adequate amount of power, and it's super comfortable. There's no wind noise, there's no road noise. It's a refined vehicle, as you would expect from a luxury brand like Lexus. Visibility is good with the small additional windows there in front of the pillars, or behind the pillars there. And then in terms of its maneuverability, for being a small vehicle, we may be able to do this without having to back up pretty tight in the turning radius there. And then of course we have the different driving modes. So when I put it into Eco, it's going to be a little bit more of a delay, but still a good bit to get up and move. And so now that the vehicle has some miles on it for the EV, I'll just push on this button here and we can go to EV mode. I believe if you hold on it, that is back to the charge mode. So we are in strictly EV right now. And it looks like maybe for this plug-in hybrid system, the EV mode is under a certain mile per hour. As you saw, and under that acceleration, you could hear the engine start to kick in. So I believe maybe parking lot situations, we are humming on just EV right now. So maybe it was just the amount of acceleration that I put down. Seems to be we are still in the EV mode. So maybe there's a combination between if I have it on auto by accident or it's strictly an EV here. It looks like you can at least go between the two, just depending on the driving that you were doing for the day. So it's a nice system to be able to use that. If you're moving your car a lot, maybe in parking lots or something like that, where you don't need to turn on the vehicle, you can just pop it into EV, which we are still currently in, and then even put it into the auto setting so it can go back and forth. So that's going to wrap it up for the 2025 Lexus NX450h Plus F Sport. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick Lexus Northlake for providing this SUV for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a huge thumbs up, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.